16-year-old me attempted to... Hey guys, so in today's video, I'm going to be doing a different sort of video, but something that I feel very passionate about, and it's going to be my top 5 favorite shows to watch on Netflix, or just 5 of my favorite shows that I think you should be watching and that maybe you should start binge watching. I don't know about you, but during this time of year, I am all about watching TV. I mean, that's pretty much me all year round, but especially now that it's cold. So right now I am watching Grey's Anatomy, but I have watched a lot of shows. I love TV. I love movies. You guys know this. So I figured that I would share my top 5 with you. Cuffing season is upon us. If you don't know what cuffing season is, well, I mean, if you're in a relationship, you kind of already have your cuffing partner, but like a lot of times single people will want to get like a significant other during this time of year because you want to cuddle and be warm, and you know, it's a great time of year for that sort of stuff. Mike and I love watching TV series together, so I'm gonna get started right away, and if you guys want to see another one of these, let me know. These are just my top 5 favorites right now, or just like favorites in general, so I don't want anyone saying like, oh, what about this one, what about that one? Chances are I probably watched it, but these are the ones that made the first top 5 cut. So I just have a list on my phone, and how amazing is this phone case? My friend Megan sent it to me. I wrote them in my notes. I write everything in my notes. So the first show is the show that I watched last year around this time that I got addicted to. It's one of those shows that have a lot of seasons. Sometimes when shows have a lot of seasons, it kind of turns me off of watching them. Just kind of a big undertaking to start from season 1. That's why I didn't watch Grey's Anatomy until like recently, because for so long my friends were like, watch it. I'm like, there are 12 seasons. I really don't want to do it right now. But Mike started watching it and he was like, it's so good, and so I started watching it, and I'm already on season 4. But my first show that I definitely recommend that you watch is Gilmore Girls. This show had a resurrection last year when Netflix put it on, and now they're actually planning on doing like a mini series on Netflix, which I am so excited about because the show kind of ended on like a cliffhanger. Like, we didn't really know what was going to happen. We kind of assumed, but like nothing was ever set in stone. So I don't want to give too much away, but basically this show takes place in Stars Hollow, which is a small town in Connecticut. It is so quirky, so fun. All the townspeople are really entertaining, and you really start to feel like you live there, like you're just in that house, like you're in a house in Stars Hollow, and you got really emotionally invested in the characters. And basically the premise of the show is that a 16-year-old named Lorelai Gilmore had a daughter when she was 16, and then flash forward like 15 years later, the show kind of follows her and her daughter Rory through their life and love and, you know, traumas, heartache, all stuff like that. And it's a really quirky, fun show. It's very, very witty, which I really appreciate. Lots of pulp culture references, old movie references. And I think it's just a really positive, like women positive show to watch. I watch a lot of movies, I eat a lot of pizza. It's just like, you want Lorelai Gilmore. Maybe like, I love my mom, but I would love to have Lorelai Gilmore as like an aunt. It's just a really sweet, witty, quick-paced show, which I really like, and I would definitely recommend you watch before the new series comes out. The second show I'm going to talk about is Grey's Anatomy, and it is the show that I am currently watching. I'm on season 4 right now. I put off watching it for the longest time for reasons I explained before, but I am so addicted now. Mike and I are both watching it, and it's really fun to like be watching it with someone, so we can be like, oh my god, can you believe what Izzy did, or can you believe what Meredith did? And it's a really emotional show. Sometimes the medical traumas are a little out there and you're like, I don't think that happened. If you were like me and not really wanting to watch the show, maybe you thought it was overrated like I kind of did, or there was just a lot of seasons, just watch the first couple of episodes and you will be like enthralled by it. It takes place in Seattle, and my friend Megan, who sent me the phone case, she's actually a nurse, like a travel nurse, and she's in Seattle right now. So whenever I watch the show, I think about her. But it's another show that takes place a lot in a hospital, and you kind of feel like you're just like a patient in the hospital. Like, I feel like I live in Seattle Grace Hospital. Like, for Christmas, for Mike, I'm thinking of getting him a Seattle Grace like resident mug because I think that'd be really funny. I would definitely recommend starting that. It is a long winter here in Montreal, so I have enough to keep me going for at least a couple more weeks. The next show I'm going to talk about is Desperate Housewives. I used to watch this when I was younger. I used to watch it when it was on air. My mom and dad used to watch it every Sunday night, and every Sunday night my sister and I would beg my parents to let us watch it because we loved it. All the ladies were so pretty, it was dramatic, and we didn't know what was going on. I remember there was a sex scene between Bree and someone, and they told us to cover our eyes, and I remember peeking, and I've had so much guilt because I peeked at the sex scene where you didn't see anything, but I felt so much guilt I had to like confess. But anyways, Desperate Housewives is another show that makes you think that you're living on the lane and that you just want to live. Okay, I backtrack a little. Desperate Housewives is a show that takes place on Wisteria Lane. It's basically like a little, not community, but it's a street with beautiful houses. And I guess the premise of the show is like you never know what goes on behind closed doors. And this show was extremely, extremely popular, and I used to watch it a long time ago. I have a lot of the seasons on DVD, so I definitely want to restart the whole series. I think that's what I'm going to end up watching next. I'm just going to rewatch it. I don't know how old I was, but I remember every Sunday night we'd have cinnamon buns and watch Desperate Housewives. There's drama, there's love, there's mystery, hot guys, hot girls. It is just a really entertaining show. I have a special place in my heart for Desperate Housewives. Maybe that's why I want to be a housewife and a mom so bad, because of that show. I don't know, but it is a really great show, and I feel like all the different wives kind of represent different types of people. There's like Bree, who's like Martha Stewart, like Susie Homemaker, then Edie, who's kind of more like in tune with her sexuality. Susan, she's kind of like the girl next door. Gabby is like a model, she's gorgeous, petite, Latina. Lynette is like the exhausted, overworked mom. Who else? Am I missing any? I feel like you can definitely relate to a lot of the characters, and maybe even a little part of all the characters. For people my age or younger, I know Nikki was allowed to watch the show. If you weren't allowed to watch the show because there's like some sexual scenes, then definitely watch it now because it's amazing. The next show is another Shonda Rhimes show. She produced, I don't believe she created, but she produced, and it's How to Get Away with Murder. I had heard a lot about this show, but I always kind of didn't want to watch it. I didn't get it. I didn't understand the premise of the show. I watched one episode, I was hooked, and I ended up watching the whole first season, and I think season 2 is on TV now, because I record it, so I'm behind 2 episodes. Basically, the show follows Annalise Keating. She is a law professor at, what's the school called? I forget the school. And her class is called How to Get Away with Murder, and then she takes like 5 or 6 of the top students in her class, and they help on actual cases. Shit goes down and it gets all mixed up, and there's just so many twists and turns, and you don't know like what's gonna happen. You just get so into it. Like I remember like I would stay up until like 6 in the morning because I was like, oh, I need to find out what happens next, and not many shows can do that to me. And the last show I'm gonna talk about in this video is Prison Break. Prison Break is apparently coming back on air. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it will, but Prison Break is a very unique show. I don't feel like there's anything quite like it. There are 2 brothers, and one of the brothers gets sent to prison, and then the other brother purposely gets himself sent to that prison. And the reason why he got himself sent to that prison was to break his brother out of it. And I'm not going to tell you if they do, but let me just tell you, it is intense. It's an intense show. It's very suspenseful. It gets your heart beating really, really fast. I thought about including The Walking Dead in this, but I feel like a lot of people watch The Walking Dead, and Prison Break was kind of an older show, so that's why I wanted to mention this one instead. I love The Walking Dead. It was rough a couple seasons, but now it's on the up and up. But yeah, Prison Break is definitely different. It's not like a girly show, so if you only like Pretty Little Liars and Gossip Girl, then I don't know if you'll like it, but I think it's a really good show to try. Mike started watching it, he got me watching it, and I remember we watched the whole series like separately because we're not together 24/7, but we saved the last episode to watch together, and we were just like, oh, it was really good. So this was my first episode of my top 5 shows to watch on Netflix. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what shows you enjoy watching or binge watching. I have to go back to Grey's Anatomy. Let me know if you are watching that too, if you started also, and let me know if there's any shows that you think I should watch. So with that said, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.